To me, Bucky, this is one of the coolest scouting things like of all time. The Jets signed a guy named Nahshon Wright from the Chicago
Mhm.
Bears. He's a Pro Bowler last year. He's got the size, he's got the measurables and everything. And last year was awesome. If you look at an individual player in terms of takeaways, picks, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, Nahshon Wright had more takeaways than anybody in the league when you add up all those stats together as an individual player. Yet before last year, he had never started more than 2 games in a season, and he bounced
Mhm.
around the league, And it just goes to show that, there's probably some grocery baggers out there that never got their shot. And
Mhm.
Nahshon Wright gets his shot with the Bears last year, and now he makes it into what it is. Like, what is Nahshon Wright? Is he the guy that was sort of barely hanging on in the league, or is he a Pro Bowl corner, or somewhere in between? I mean, the Jets only had to pay him a 1-year deal, max value of $5.5 million, so that's sort of baked into the price of risk. But man, to me, he's fascinating because he has all these traits, and obviously it all came together last year. But last year's the only sample size we have here in the pros, Bucky.
Well, here's why you need to feel confident that it'll continue to work out. A few different things. I talked earlier about the most important thing that scouts can do with the player is how does he fit into your scheme and your environment. You have to understand Aaron Glenn and Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, not only did they work together in New Orleans running the same defense, but their teammates going back to their college days at Texas A&M.
Wow.
So Aaron Glenn knows exactly what was asked of Nahshon Wright. And so he is likely going to ask him to do the same things that he did successfully in Chicago. That is really important backstory when you think about, well, why would he want to go to New York? Why would he play there? Because it's going to be the same system. He's going to be asked to do the same things. And he should have a lot of success because they think and view the game through similar lenses. The other part about it is I think they'll be better. They're going to be better up front. And no matter what we say, when you're not able to consistently generate a pass rush, it's hard to get turnovers. And people have talked about they didn't get any interception. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. It all works together. The front end impacts the back end. And if the front end isn't forcing the quarterback to throw it under duress, you don't have as many opportunities to get turnovers off tips and overthrows. This year, what you're hoping is David Bailey and others are able to do it. You think about Will McDonald. They're able to just create persistent pressure that forces more hurried throws. And then you hope the tighter coverage, meaning more press coverage on the outside, leads to tighter windows. And at some point, those ricochets, those deflections, they end up falling their way into the hands of green guys like the Jets, and they finally get some turnovers.
Blessed be he, Bucky. Let's pray to the Lords above that we could get some of that.